Brevesere que se solo capa besere de ola que se será va será que la sabe de cara bebere será que será la sola será que era bebere será que la sola sa bebere si que la sola sa bebere que la sola bebere de presa de que sola va ser bebere se que era. In Jesus' name, let me find someone to help today. What can I tell them that will help them? Okay, so for the overall energy, I have cleansing mind, body, and spirit. So for the overall energy of this reading, what I see is heritage. I see ancestry. I see all the colors of the mind. And these colors are swirling around the crown chakra in a way that is enlightening, opening up the mind, opening up chambers that have been priorly closed and locked down. It is a brainwashing in a sense, but not in a negative sense, but in a way that elevates and opens up those chambers that were locked away long ago from traumas, from hardships, from pains. Let's see what they have written about it. The number is 11. 11 is usually a number that has to do with strength. The essential themes are contemplating how we are keeping up with our mental, physical, and spiritual wellness, analyzing our environments and what we choose to consume, taking a rejuvenating break from the daily grind. My beloved fellow empaths, it cannot be emphasized enough, cleansing the mind, body, and spirit on a regular basis is of ultimate importance. We absorb emotions and sensations from the outside world at such a fast rate that it's often dreadfully difficult to keep up. This is why we must set an intentional practice of purification. Just like we put oil in our car and give it a wash when dirty, our own personal upkeep allows us to continue functioning in a healthy way. Multi-level upkeep is a process of self-purification. When we learn to develop strong love and value for our empathic gifts, we become naturally inclined toward our own holistic maintenance. We have a duty to help others, so we gotta keep ourselves in good working order. This card encourages you, dear reader, to do the same. Keep a close watch on what you consume. The process of consuming is not limited to food and drink. It also comes in the form of film and media, as well as the people and environment we surround ourselves with. What kind of energy are we bringing into our spheres? Other people can easily persuade empaths, especially if the other person feels impassioned about their opinion or cause. We have the natural ability to relate with, or at least understand, the emotions another person is expressing. Mental and emotional balance requires that we come back to ourselves by recalling our own unique outlook on the world. Just because we understand where another person is coming from, for example, doesn't mean that we need to take on those feelings as if they are our own. We can empathize and disagree simultaneously. Suggestions for action. Cleansing and purification takes so many forms. If you pull this card, it could indicate anything from a need to simply smudge yourself with sage or something as complex as completely changing your diet and daily routine. Oracle cards rely greatly on the intuition of the reader, so it's up to you to discover and meditate on the message that the universe is communicating at this moment. All right, so that's some overall energy. That's about cleansing. So this reading is going to be about cleansing mind, body, and spirit. The first card I'm going to reveal is the card that talks about you right now. Very interesting card that shows two sides of one face, one light, one dark. It is about establishing emotional boundaries. The one side is so completely light that the face is kind of shielded, kind of not seen. It is replaced by light, enlightenment. A light that seems to take the face away, but replace it with pure light. The other side shows an eye that is looking with caution, maybe even with anxiety or anticipation, as if to protect themselves. Both of these sides make up who you are. When they are united, then the balance is restored, and one side does not overpower the other. And it creates a beautiful dance of spirit, physicality, if I can make up a word, your physical self and your spiritual self, bonded in one beautiful dance, connected eternally and supporting each other, which changes the state of each of the other sides. So then it would no longer be something that you can identify with a title, a name that's in a box. This is you now, establishing emotional boundaries. Let's get a spiritual card on top of that, divine wisdom coming from God, so we can get any more information. What covers this establishing emotional boundaries is the Kingdom card. Renewed, redemption. John chapter 12, verse 25, and Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. God says here, forget what you are worrying about and give it to the Lord. And this is connected to establishing emotional boundaries. You are in the energy of establishing emotional boundaries, creating a balance within yourself that allows you to operate optimally on both planes of existence, on all planes of existence, the light side and the shadow side. Redemption, renewed, kingdom energy, the unification of oneself to the point where nothing else is needed except God. And God is in you, so nothing else is needed but the true manifestation of who you are. Let's look at what is above you. What benefits you now? What benefits you now is confronting inner demons. So this is a benefit now for you to confront your inner demons, to look within and take a look at your shadow side, to look at those things that make you insecure, to look at those things that people say that make you insecure. If you have an issue with someone who has never done anything wrong to you or anything, but somehow they just irritate you, you don't even know them, that is your shadow side in operation. That is your insecurities in operation. When you make a judgment about someone that's a negative judgment and you do not have any information upon them, that is called contempt prior to investigation. It has a lot to do with your own insecurities and whatever was given to you when you were brought up, whatever you have been feeding yourself, whether it's social media, the social groups that you were involved in, that you wanted to connect yourself to, and all those other type of things. So it says, what benefits you now? Confronting your inner demons will benefit you now. And let's see what God says about that. What covers this confronting of inner demons is protection. The property is safe. So if there's something about a property, God says it is protected, it is safe. God says, fear not, for God's protection is with you. None can stand against you. So it is safe to confront your inner demons. Whatever those things are that are causing you anxiety or pain inside because of the situation that you're facing, it is okay to look at yourself and see how you might be causing yourself more pain. You will be protected. As far as what benefits you now, protection. Protection as it pertains to confronting your inner demons. Fear not, for God's protection is with you. None can stand against you. Now let's look at what is against you now. And that says, alchemizing confusion into clarity. So, as you confront your inner demons and you see that a lot of the insecurities and fears are not real. They're things in which you have created in yourself in order to protect yourself from something that you may not even need protection from. Maybe at one time you did, but now you're divinely protected, and it's time for you to start embracing that. You're in the energy of being renewed and redemption. You're in the energy of establishing emotional boundaries. It's something that you're beginning to understand, but in order to do so, you have to see where you were not doing that and how that has to do with your own insecurities and the things that you want. Maybe you had people pleaser tendencies. Maybe you were afraid of confrontation. So you allowed people to operate in a way around you that showed them that you did not love yourself. Boundaries need to be established. That means that you need to have the power to speak up for yourself whenever you feel like someone is taking advantage of you or not treating you the way you deserve to be treated. And you will be protected. You will be protected. Because the things that are stopping you from doing that, from speaking up from yourself, are your inner demons. Insecurities are inner demons. Pride is inner demons. Being afraid of confrontation is inner demons. They need to be looked at. You will be protected. And if there's anybody that's trying to take anything from you, if you're in the possibility where you may be losing some property or something like that, know that that property is safe. So it may be your fears that are causing you so much turmoil and problems in your life. And those inner demons need to be confronted because God got you. That's the message here. As far as what's working against you, it is time to alchemize the confusion and turn it into clarity. Alchemizing has to do with changing. The word alchemy is directly connected to a Greek practice or a Roman practice of changing ordinary metals or rocks into substantial metal, in many cases gold, or into just a different, more pure, valuable substance. You see what I'm saying? So now you can change this confusion and it's something that you can use to benefit you. And I'm going to put a card on top of this to find out what God says about all of this. This alchemizing confusion into clarity. What covers it is responsibility. What you do next will affect others greatly. Romans chapter 12, verse 17. Repay no evil for evil, but give thought to do what is honorable in the sight of all. Your actions will have powerful effects on others here. And this is pertaining to what's against you now. So, as you alchemize this confusion into clarity, as you gain clarity about your confusion, as you take it and you use it and you dissect it, and you find out that a lot of it has to do with your own inner demons, know that you are protected in this endeavor. God is with you as you venture into the dark spaces of your mind so that you can understand what's really going on. And then and there will you gain clarity about the parts of things that you are causing in this whole situation for yourself. Boundaries need to be established, and I believe that you are in that energy because something has happened inside of you. You are being renewed. You are balancing your shadow side with your light side. You are doing this because the whole overall energy of the reading is about cleansing mind, body, and spirit. You are cleansing something right now. You're cleansing something. Let me get a card on top of this so I can see this overall energy. What covers this cleansing? What covers this cleansing is your self-worth. Now, it could be that a mate, a spouse, a valuable person has come into your life and is connected to you cleansing yourself, mind, body, and spirit. It could be somebody has communicated something to you that has opened your eyes to something, or it could be that you have gained some clarity about your own worth. And that clarity that you've gained through the confusion has caused you to enter a state of cleansing. God says to you, He says, God sees your worth. You will be blessed with a mate that will value you soon. So this has to do with a valuable mate that may have come into your life or is coming into your life soon, and it is directly connected to cleansing mind, body, and spirit. But as we see the story of this mate and this cleansing, which is the overall energy of this whole reading, we see that you are in the energy of establishing emotional boundaries. So even if you have a good person coming into your life, you still need to maintain your boundaries. I'm telling you, maintaining strong, good emotional boundaries and communicating them will make that good person appreciate and respect you even more. This is something that you should indeed do. It will not make that person turn away from you if that person really respects you and is really meant for you. Seeing you in your power would probably turn that person on. Seeing you in weakness, seeing you trying to sacrifice your power for them, your personal power, may confuse them and make them feel like, well, you're not going to be able to elevate me if you can't even stand up for yourself. You see? What's against you now? Alchemizing confusion into clarity. This is something that is going to take some work to do. And this has to do with taking responsibility. Taking responsibility. This seems to be working against you. So it's time for you to take responsibility. And you do that by confronting your inner demons and establishing emotional boundaries. Remember that if you repay an evil with an evil, it's just the same as what God said about how the kingdom of God works. If you do not forgive, you will not be forgiven. And who among you deserves a blessing, a great blessing, a worthy mate, if you cannot forgive? It's not about invalidating your pain. It's not about letting go of what they did to you, like treating it like it didn't happen. It gives you permission to move on so that you will be in the energy of being prepared to reap all the benefits of what this valuable mate has for you. The energy of staying connected to the other energy will take away from what you see of this valuable mate. Will you see their value, especially if it's a different type of value? Not if you're still in the energy of unforgiveness from those people that hurt you. You won't see them. You won't. It's time to take responsibility. This is going to be hard for you to do. But if you do, it will lead you to confront your own inner demons. And then you will find that your property is safe, if that applies, and that God's protection is with you, and that none can stand against you. So now let's look at what is behind you. What is behind you? What is done and over with? We have, and I don't know if these cards show up backwards, but we have welcoming the help of others. So this says that welcomed help came in the past. There was help that came that was welcomed. It came upon you in a flash. It may have been someone that you could not see at first, but eventually you saw into them and saw that there was the energy of a dove connected to them. Doves represent freedom and many other magical, freeing things, spiritual enlightenment, things that open up dark chambers in ourselves that help us to see. Because once you were able to see that person, that opened your mind to what else you could see. That help came in the past, and you welcomed it. What covered it? I have two. I'll have to take them. What welcomed it? We have psychic power, and we have rest. So in the past, psychic powers, that can be read so many different ways. It says great psychic ability, great intuition and insight, uncanny influence over others. Do not trust what you see here, but seek answers deep within. It could be the advice that that person gave you, or you could have just seen that person, that help that came from the past, coming from someone who had great insight and intuition and uncanny influence over others. It also connected to a card of meditation, resting, recuperation, and peace. Exodus chapter 33, verse 14. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. A time to let go and relax, to prepare for the next adventure. And so this help that came, it seemed it either allowed you to rest, it helped you to rest, because there was great insight that was given, or this was an individual who was well rested and was in the energy of this. And you could see this, and maybe they shared this with you. Either way, you'll know what it is. But I think that the energy was relayed upon you. So I think that it opened up insight in you, and I think that it allowed you to recuperate as well. That's what I believe. Now let's see what's coming. What's coming in the future, we see expressing artistic creativity. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about this because this is very interesting. It might also be connected to the sacral chakra. We're going to look in it and read a little bit about what it says because Raven Digitalis has a lot to say. This is a very good deck that I just recently purchased, the Empath's Oracle. Seeing as though I was an empath, and seeing as though many of us who have been taken advantage of are empaths, it seemed to be the right direction to go. Essential themes. Recognizing that empaths are natural artists, exploring various mediums of platforms of self-expression, understanding artistic creativity as a form of personal healing. Whatever these abilities that you have, it seems to be what's coming in the future is either an opportunity to use them or either the expression of them. Now, before I read any further, I'm going to put one of my spiritual cards on it to find out if this is going to be a positive thing or a negative thing, because it is a face, which means it could be another person. Let's see. We have gossip. Okay, so this is covered by Someone being accused behind their back, slander. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 6. Let not your mouth lead you into sin. Guard your tongue, keep your opinions to yourself for a while. Okay, so this covers expressing artistic creativity. So this could be people talking about your artistic creativity, gossiping about it, slandering it. It could be that. Or it could be that someone is using their creativity to accuse someone else. It could be that. Let's see. It says here, you are an artist. Yes, you. It is part of your very nature. This isn't a simple pull this card and it means you're an artist. No. No, no. My dear, all empaths are artists. This card is very much focused on artistic expression on the empathetic level. This could indicate the need to become more personally expressive because it's part of what your spirit needs. Or it can indicate the need to do this because others need to see, hear, feel, or otherwise absorb your message, no matter how abstract it may be. Abstract means people are going to think you're crazy. Just so you know. Empathic art has no limitations. Deep art is not based in the ego. When thinking about artistic expression, my number one empathic muse comes to mind, Tori Amos. It is no understatement to say that her work helped transform my life from a young age and into the present. The fascinating thing about her artistic visions is that she sees every one of her songs as girls or spirits that come to her alongside the help of the muses. Much of the time, it is not her at the piano or on the vocals, but a spirit who passes through. Some suggestions for action, and this is in the future. Art is not limited to physical mediums, but can take numerous forms depending on the person. Musical work, performance art, writing, drawing, painting, photography, sculpting, fashion, performing divination. These are but a few expressions of art that can be embraced by the empath. The important thing is that it's meaningful to you. If it is meaningful to you, odds are that it's meaningful for the audience. Yet at the same time, art does not even necessarily require an audience. The great thing about art is that it truly is boundless. We all deserve to find our voices and express them in some form. So, I don't know. And at the end, it says we all need to find our voices and express them in some form. And what covers it is gossip, someone being accused behind their back, slander. So I'm hoping that it's not you finding an artistic, creative way to slander someone. And I'm hoping that it's not someone finding an artistic way to slander you. I'm hoping that it's more like you're expressing yourself artistically and people are gossiping and slandering it. I'm hoping that. Because the thing is, when you get into your power, your time of empowerment, and you find what empowers you, people are going to come from all different angles. You're going to have people that love it. You're going to have people that hate it for no reason, that dislike you for no reason other than you're doing something that they wish they could have done, they should have done, or they cannot do, or they cannot understand. So you'll have criticism because people can't understand it. You have criticism because people don't believe in it. You'll have criticism because people could have done that in their past and they didn't, so now they have a problem with you doing it. But whatever case may be, gossip and slander covers the expression of artistic creativity. So be prepared for that in the future. However, we also know that what benefits you is protection. Fear not, for God's protection is with you. None can stand against you. And we also know that renewed redemption and setting up boundaries, emotional boundaries, not allowing this slander or gossip to affect you, not in the least. But we also have, you need to take responsibility because what you do next will affect others greatly. Do not repay an evil with an evil. Romans chapter 12, verse 17. But give thought to do what is honorable in the sight of all. Your actions will have powerful effects on others here. You see, and that's in what is against you. So it may be that it's going to go both ways. You may have some people that will be confused and they will begin to slander and talk bad about what your actions are, which may be this expression of artistic creativity, or it is going to be the new emotional boundaries that you're going to put up because you are being cleansed. It could have to do with this worthy mate come into your life that maybe they have a problem with. Could be that. We have more things to read about. Let's look at home life. Okay, so home life can be anywhere you consider home. It could also be your heart. So we're going to look at this. Anywhere you stay at, anywhere you live at, anywhere you reside at. For home life, we have, that's a beautiful image there. Realizing empathy as our evolution or revolution. This is very interesting, and this is for home life. So I'm going to read something about this because this seems to be like this is going to be something deep. Realizing empathy as our evolution. Empathy. And this is connected to home life. So this is something specifically having to do with your home or either your heart chakra. Home is where your heart is. Valuing our empathic abilities. Understanding that we are dynamic forces of change. Thinking about the meaning of social evolution. Social evolution, the cleansing of the mind, body, and spirit, the putting up of the emotional boundaries, the being renewed in the process of doing so, the confronting of one's inner demons, cleansing, the alchemizing of confusion and turning it into clarity, being clear about what one was once confused about, and in so doing, taking responsibility for what one does, and realizing the power you have to influence others in your actions, leading you to express your artistic creativity in a way that that is love for you. The type of thing that you would love to do when you're alone, when no one is watching, but then you decide to share it with the world and not care what the gossip or the slander is saying because you know that you're protected by God. You see? The word empathy is surprisingly new to the human lexicon, less than 100 years old. It comes from the German Einfühlung, which can be translated as feeling into, whereas sympathy is more akin to feeling an emotion for someone. Empathy is feeling emotion as if experiencing that which another is experiencing. This is something that many of us cannot do. Experiencing what they experience. If it was, we wouldn't have this gossip and slander. Those people would step into your shoes and be able to relate to you and feel you. And then they would understand how you feel. They would have no desire to slander or gossip you then. They can't. Or you can't if you're the one doing that. Which furthermore emphasizes taking responsibility, because the things that you decide to say, they're going to have powerful effects on others. So, whatever way you choose to look at it. This card reminds us that although it can be a horrendously difficult journey at times, empathy is a force of evolution. The world needs us. Empathy binds societies together in order to make them more successful. Empathy diffuses war and conflict. It allows us to form deep connections with others, thereby preserving and progressing the human species. The overwhelming scientific consensus is that empathy is a projective force of evolution. That's right. We are evolution. We are a revolutionary force in a world too often divided by cruelty and self-motivation. In reality, although it can be a difficult force to reckon with, highly empathic people encourage social bonding. We encourage people to recognize similarities rather than getting hung up on differences. We are a bridge. Science and spirituality are not separate entities, but very much exist hand in hand. A realistic and grounded approach to scientific fields of study and their theories helps an empath understand their role in life from a different angle and helps any spiritual path open to new levels of awareness. We are all in this together, and thank goodness we are. Some suggestions for action. And remember, this is about home life. It is a good idea to research the meaning of evolution, including all of its physical and social nuances. Consider researching evolution by streaming various documentaries about the subject, as well as by researching how humankind has evolved as a society from our earliest days. Closely consider how empathy has played a role in social evolution. Consider researching various prophets, guides, gurus, political leaders, and holy people throughout time. Examine how their messages seem to hinge on the theme of empathy, even if the word is not particularly said. Messages of social compassion, understanding, acceptance, and respect directly tie into the revolutionary reality that true empathy is the world's greatest blessing. Okay, so connected to the home life, it seems that empathy is needed at home, or either empathy is being found at home. Okay, or either it is concerning a home, there is empathy. There is empathy concerning a home. What God says that is covering this card is financial gain, a gift of money, earning money, financial stability. Financial stability. God says, be blessed. God's favor smiles on you this day. Give God the glory. And this covers realizing empathy as our evolution. And if this is connected to home life, it seems to me that the empathy that is being realized is leading to a gift of money or financial stability, and this has to do with a home. Okay, let's go to friends and family. The friends and family card says, this says, mentalizing emotional expression. Wow. If I were to mentalize emotional expression, it would be almost like I'm mimicking an emotional expression. I'm not really engaging emotionally, but I'm mentally mimicking the emotional expression. And this has to do with friends and family. So this seems to me to talk about people that are pretending to be emotional in some way, but really they're just pretending. Maybe they're not capable. Maybe they're incapable of empathy, and they're just trying to intellectualize it. This is not real. But let's see. Put a God card on top of it and see what it says. And when I say God card, I just mean one of the cards that I created when I was speaking to God about what to write and what to add to these readings. And I came up with these cards. This card says trust, security, and safety. It covers mentalizing emotional expression. It says, God will remove all those who are not for you from your life. Trust his love for you. So that is directly connected to friends and family. So we have friends and family, and you can look at this picture of this face. It's a dark face. It's a face that seems to be shrouded. There's not much light there. It seems to be light trying to come through there, but it seems to be blocked by all the sand and all the dirt and grime covering it. And there's a crack right there. So this small crack is not really enough. It's only enough for them to come up with some sort of creative idea on how to mimic. And this is directly connected to trust, security, and safety. But it doesn't necessarily mean trust, security, and safety being connected to this card of mentalizing emotional impressions. This is about someone who is possibly trying to empathize, but can't, is unable to. Someone who is maybe in search of trust, someone who is in search of security and safety. No, that's not quite it. This is someone trying to figure out how to gain. It's strange because if I could have a thief card or something like that, I could easily understand. But I'm looking at this face. This is someone who their eyes look dead and blank. They don't look emotionally awakened. They don't look empathetic. They don't even look alive spiritually. They look suppressed. They look dull. And they look like they're in their mind trying to figure out a way to access an emotional impression. And these are friends and family. What covers it is trust, security, and safety. But the message from God is God will remove all those who are not for you from your life. Trust his love for you. So the message here is to trust God to protect you and keep you safe and secure from friends and family who are not being genuine. You are protected. All right, so we're going to go do career and opportunities and work. Career, opportunities, and work. I gotta move this over. This card does not want to get up off the table, so I will slide it up. And career and opportunity and work, we have, and I don't know, this might just come up backwards on here, so Practicing daily spirituality. That's very interesting. So, the work we are addressing here, because it could be many different things, the work we are addressing here is practicing daily spirituality. But it's also connected to career and opportunity. So, this says that there may be an opportunity through practicing daily spirituality for you to gain some work. It may be that the work you are doing is bringing about a better sense of spirituality. I mean, the overall energy is cleansing mind, body, and spirit. So this practice, these daily practices is an opportunity. It's an opportunity, and it could have something to do with a career opportunity. Let's get a message from God and see what he has to say about this. Lord, what is it that you have to say about these daily spiritual practices connected to work? That says angel. That says angel. Someone will come to help, a person sent from God. Psalms chapter 121, verse 7. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. Trust God to protect you. So it is these daily practices, these daily spiritual practices, which are covered by an angel, someone sent from God to help, to keep you protected from evil, someone that you should trust because they were sent by God. It's directly connected to your work, to opportunities, and to your career. You will know what that means. This reading is about cleansing mind, body, and spirit, and it is connected to high worth, a good mate or spouse, a valuable person. So it's any one of those three or all three. Your inner demons may make you be confused about who it is. Is it just this? Is it just that? Is this person just that? Why don't you let God decide and just follow the current? Because one thing you can be sure of is that this is somebody that is sent by the Most High. Why would you want to compartmentalize or to affect or control what God is going to do in that capacity? That's still you not trusting God to keep you secure and safe. Your attraction to people up to this point has not been based on what God wants for you, even though you think that it has. But you tell me how it's been working out for you. What proof do you have that God sent you that person that you were with before, that you may still be hung up on, or maybe that you were? What proof do you have at this point now that that is the person that God sent to you? And so you have to understand the person that God sends to you is not going to look or feel like the person that was sent to you before, the people that you were formerly attracted to, because this may be a divine counterpart in some capacity. So therefore, the relationship dynamic, the feeling, is going to be new and foreign, which would make it kind of scary because we're afraid of what we don't understand. We have a hard time embracing faith and just seeing what we see. This person is going to be somebody who's not going to have anything scary in them, but you may think that there is because of your inner demons, because of your confusion that you need to alchemize into clarity. And that had a lot to do with some responsibility that you need to take for something that you're not taking responsibility for. And because of that lack of responsibility, it is causing you to have mixed signals about good people coming into your life. It has nothing to do with the person and has everything to do with you. Now, when God brings someone into your life, it's not a question of, well, let me hold off to them until I get ready. That's not why God brings someone into your life. God brings someone into your life because they are meant to help you get through it. If you try to say, well, no, I'm not going to move towards them right now because I still have work to do, you don't understand what God is doing. Why would God bring that person to you if he thought you weren't ready for them, or if he thought that they could not help you? How long have you been trying to either run from taking responsibility for your inner demons, or you needed help and you were asking for it? So when it comes in the form of, because today, in today's world, God brings things, messages, people, messages and blessings and things like that. He brings it through people. So there is no, I'm not ready for this yet. Let me put that person to the side until I'm ready. You just threw away the blessing that God brought to you to help you get past it out of fear. Because you can't believe that God protects you. Because you can't believe that God's gonna keep you safe and secure. Because you're used to a certain type of attraction and that person may be different, whether in friend or whatever. Because you're not used to seeing people with spiritual discernment and recognizing them that way. You're second guessing, you're doubting, and it has to do with something that you are not taking responsibility for, and it has to do with some inner demons that you're not addressing. Because you're not setting up emotional boundaries. And that could have to do with friends and family. And they are going to get in the way of you receiving a gift from God, a valuable person. Because they know that if you receive this valuable person, this angel, that they are not going to get you anymore. Will you let them continue to influence you and keep you away from what God has for you? How many more gifts do you think God will give you that you reject? Let's go to your future love life and intimacy. Your future love life and intimacy. Your future love life and intimacy. The card is, okay, once again, don't know if it's going to come on even. It says, learning from social conflict. Learning from social conflict. Learning from social conflict. Let that sink in. It is the card of your future love life and intimacy. Learning from social conflict. When I think about learning from social conflict, I think about learning from the conflict that comes from being influenced by others, peer pressure, the type of things that we don't admit that we're affected by because we think that we're so big adults and we're so strong and all this other type stuff, that these childhood wounds that we have don't extend to our peer pressure, being pressured by family and friends and what they want us to do, and our desire to seek approval from them, i.e. keeping up with the Joneses, all these other type of things. It's all peer pressure. The car that many of us get has to do with peer pressure. The job, the status that we want, the clothes we throw on when we go out, it has to do with peer pressure. We are constantly worried about what other people think about us. We're constantly putting what we think about ourselves second. We're constantly doing that. And we have to be very careful when we say, oh, I value family over everything, because everybody in your family, some of them are tricking you. Some of them have been influencing you away from what is most beneficial for you because of what they want from you, or because of what they haven't achieved in their life, or because they're afraid that you will be taken away from them. And this is not to say that they're bad people. Not saying that. People do it unconsciously. I remember once dating a woman who, her mother was so worried because the girl liked me so much and bragged about me so much. And her mother started to create a wedge between us, finding things wrong with me, researching me behind the back to tell her certain things about me from my past that I no longer am. The whole point was to draw me away from her because the mother was fearful that I was going to take her away from her. I gave her no idea or thought that I would do so. In fact, all I did was say how wonderful her mother was. But her mother, with fears that the love that I gave her was going to take her daughter away from her. Fear that she saw that there were certain things that she did with me or that she respected me for that she never did with her mother or respected her mother for. Her mother noticed this and became jealous. And it had nothing to do with me. I was just being myself. It had something to do with their personal relationship with each other. And the mother decided that the way in which to preserve that relationship, however it was, even if it was toxic, was to eliminate me from the situation. And since she couldn't naturally eliminate me because I only saw her in a good light, I didn't really do anything that would make her be able to say I did something wrong. She had to invent some things. She had to go digging and invent some things and find some people that were against me that said something to her behind my back. And she believed it, and the relationship was destroyed. You know? So she got her wish. But her daughter probably wasn't happy when she found out that those things were lies. Probably not. Because I wouldn't be the type of person that would go back into that situation, especially when I wasn't asked or even given a chance to explain or defend myself. You know, that's not a situation that I would tolerate again. Hopefully, she's moved on and become happy, moved on with her life, and learned from it. And next time, decided not to insert other people in a relationship, in an adult, mature relationship between them and another person that they see very clearly. Hopefully. Anyway, your future love life and intimacy has to do with this learning from social conflict, and that social conflict has to do with all those things. The confusion generated from other people being inserted into whatever relationship or situation you are in that has nothing to do with them. All right, so the card that covers this is success. Yes. Yes, meaning learning. All right, so now this is connected to your future love life and intimacy. Intimacy. Learning from social conflict, understanding it, learning from it, and yes, but through hard work, success through this is not an easy fought victory, but it is absolutely a victory. It absolutely shows victory here. Your works are great and will succeed in God's name. So we have it here. We have this gossip and slander, which is coming in the future, and it has to do with art, expression, artistic creativity. Now, it could be that this worthy person, expresses themselves artistically and creativity, and the family and friends are talking about it in a bad way, gossiping and slandering it. Now, here, what we see here is the emotional boundaries being set up, meaning that someone is deciding, I'm not listening to what you have to say. I'm not putting up with this. They're putting up boundaries rather than letting their family and friends walk all over whoever it is that they see that's worthy. They're not allowing them to do that because they see this person clearly. They see this person clearly. They see how this person comes to help and aid work, career opportunity. It could be somebody that does this for work, somebody that does spiritual practices for work and uses their creativity in doing it, but they are being slandered by family and friends. But it looks like healthy boundaries are being set up. Okay, so what is this about? What benefits you now? Confronting inner demons. You're confronting your inner demons and you are protected by God in doing so. Okay, and this is directly connected to letting these other people influence you. Home life, we have realizing empathy. Okay, so this could be at home you're doing this, or it could be You're learning something, discovering something about a home, and this is connected to a gift of money, some sort of financial stability. All right, so what else we have here is what's coming. We have the artistic expression, which is coming, which could be but from this other person, this worthy person. And there is slander, backbiting, accusations behind this person's back connected to it. It could be that as well. And that could be coming from friends and family. I don't know if it's your friends and family, or I don't know if it's their friends and family. It also could be you slandering, backbiting, and accusing behind the back, based on because of someone's artistic expression. And it may be that you need to confront inner demons and not do that. Take responsibility for what you did do. It may be that you need to do that. And do not think of repaying an evil for evil, whether it is against the family and friends or whether it is against the person you're trying to slander. I don't know. You would know. Ultimately, your future love life and intimacy shows learning from social conflict. Success. Yes. Hard work. Your works are great and will succeed in God's name. So this looks like this is a happy ending, a story about a hard fight against some sort of slander and friends and family that can't be trusted. Some boundaries being put up from confronting inner demons, seeing the protection that you have, taking responsibility for what you've done, seeing people for who they are, having empathy for them. Something about a home. I'm not really sure what that is, but I think that you would understand it, and it is connected to a financial gift. I'm pretty sure you know what that is. I'm going to leave that alone. But in your future, I see something beautiful coming. I see you overcoming social conflict, and I see you having success through hard work, and I see you having a successful future love life with intimacy. And it is because your works are great and will succeed in God's name. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. The worthy person, the good mate, the spouse, the valuable person is here. Whether it is you or another person, I'm sure you would know. It is connected to a cleansing of mind, body, and spirit. It is so. This is the energy, the cleansing. It's changing someone for the better. Psalms chapter 121, verse 7. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. Trust God to protect you. The angel. Practicing daily spirituality. That's beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it gave you some clarity and some confidence in the good things that are going to come. I hope you have a good day. And I appreciate you for watching this. Treat people good. Give God his props. And be authentic, regardless of what anybody thinks. You know what it is. All right. Now take it easy.